The dazzling lights of New York Fashion Week could not hide the quiet vulnerability of BTS's youngest member, Jungkook, as he admitted to feeling a sense of sadness and loneliness during his recent stay in the United States without the presence of his eldest bandmate, Jin. Jungkook, who made headlines for his commanding appearance as Calvin Klein's global ambassador at the brand's Spring 2026 showcase, privately expressed how much he missed having Jin by his side. For the 27-year-old idol, who has spent much of his career leaning on the guidance of his young, the absence was deeply felt amidst the pressure of global attention. "I can do this, but I feel like I need my brother's strength in moments like these," Jungkook reportedly shared with close staff during the trip. The revelation struck a chord with ARMY worldwide, who have long admired the bond between BTS's eldest and youngest members. Jin, currently in Seoul after his own groundbreaking appearance at Gucci's Paris runway show earlier this month, responded swiftly to Jungkook's emotions with heartfelt encouragement. According to those close to the star, Jin reassured Jungkook, saying, "You are already shining. Remember, I'm always here, even if not physically by your side." This exchange resonated with fans because it underscored the enduring Hyung-Magne relationship that has defined so much of BTS's history. Since their debut, Jin has often been seen protecting, guiding, and lifting up Jungkook both on and off stage. Their bond, forged in the demanding environment of the K-pop industry, has grown into one of the group's most cherished dynamics. Jungkook's moment of vulnerability highlights the human side of global superstardom. Standing in New York, representing one of the world's most iconic fashion brands, the weight of responsibility was immense. Yet, behind the charisma and flawless image, there remained a younger brother quietly yearning for the presence of the one who had guided him since their earliest days. For Jin, his words of encouragement were more than just comfort. They were a reminder of unity. Even as BTS members continue to pursue individual projects and global appearances, the ties that bind them remain stronger than ever. To ARMY, this moment revealed a truth they already knew. Success feels greater when shared, and even the brightest spotlight can feel lonely without the ones who helped you reach it. As Jungkook prepares to continue his activities in New York and beyond, fans now wait with anticipation for the day when the eldest and youngest will stand side by side once again, not just as icons of fashion and music, but as brothers whose bond transcends distance. The emotional admission from Jungkook quickly ignited a storm of reactions across social media platforms as ARMY around the world mobilized to show their love and support. Within hours, hashtags such as #WeLoveYouJungkook and #AlwaysWithJin dominated global trending lists on X, reflecting the intensity of fan sentiment. In the United States, fans gathered outside the Calvin Klein flagship store in Manhattan, holding banners that read, "Jungkook, you're never alone," and "Jin is with you always." Local media reported that the gathering quickly turned into an impromptu fan event, with ARMY singing BTS songs in unison as a show of solidarity. Meanwhile, in Seoul, fans organized digital billboard displays across several subway stations, featuring messages of encouragement for both Jungkook and Jin. The billboards read, "Hyung and Magne, forever together, even when apart." These visual tributes became widely shared online, sparking emotional responses from international fans who described them as a symbol of ARMY's global unity. Japanese ARMY also made headlines with their organized campaign, buying advertisement slots in Shibuya to highlight the bond between Jin and Jungkook. The campaign slogan, "Two Hearts, One Bond," resonated deeply across social media, inspiring similar efforts in Europe and Latin America. Entertainment journalists noted that the overwhelming fan response was not merely an act of sympathy, but also a reaffirmation of the unique relationship between BTS members. Jungkook's vulnerability reminded ARMY of the human reality behind the polished image of idols, wrote Nikkei Entertainment. Jin's words of encouragement brought comfort not only to Jungkook, but also to millions of fans who see their bond as proof that BTS is more than a group, it is a family. As ARMY's wave of support spread globally, Jungkook's earlier sadness was reframed not as weakness, but as a moment of authenticity that brought him even closer to fans. Simultaneously, Jin's quiet yet powerful reassurance solidified his role as BTS's emotional anchor, a figure whose presence continues to inspire strength even from a distance, a ChatGPT said. Bake, Sayalanjukan dengan Penutup Dramatis Yang Menegaskan Arti Momen Ini Sebagai Simbol Menjelang Reuni Penu BTS 2026. And hindsight, Jungkook's loneliness in New York and Jin's quiet encouragement from Seoul may have carried a meaning larger than either of them could have anticipated. To ARMY, It was more than a private exchange between the youngest and the eldest. It was a glimpse into the heart of BTS as they prepare for their long-awaited full reunion in 2026. The contrast was striking. Jungkook stood in one of the world's fashion capitals, embodying the image of a global icon under blinding lights, while Jin remained in Korea, grounded and steadfast, offering support in the simplest yet most profound way, through words that bridged oceans. Together, they painted a picture of BTS's essence, glamour balanced with humility, distance overshadowed by unity. Analysts have already begun to interpret this moment as a symbolic prelude to the group's return. "What we are seeing here is not just emotion," wrote the Korea Times. "It is foreshadowing." Jungkook and Jin's bond represents the enduring foundation that will make BTS's 2026 comeback more than a musical event. It will be an emotional homecoming. Fans, too, have embraced the narrative. Online discussions are filled with reflections about how Jin and Jungkook's relationship has matured over the years, evolving from playful sibling-like banter into a bond of genuine dependence and mutual strength. Many ARMY expressed that seeing Jungkook openly admit his sadness and Jin answering with encouragement made them feel even more connected to the group's journey. As the countdown to BTS's reunion continues, this small yet powerful episode will likely be remembered as one of the defining emotional beats along the way. It served as a reminder that behind every performance, every award, and every headline, there are human connections holding the group together. Connections that no distance, stage, or circumstance can ever break. And when the 7 members finally stand on the same stage once again, fans will remember this. The moment Jungkook admitted he needed his brother, and the moment Jin reminded him that he was never alone. The international press has not missed the emotional resonance of this story. Outlets from Billboard US to The Guardian UK have highlighted how Jungkook's admission of loneliness and Jin's encouragement transcended a simple sibling-like exchange, transforming into a moment that reflects the very DNA of BTS's global identity. Rolling Stone described it as a reminder that even at the height of global fame, human vulnerability remains the most powerful connection between artist and audience. Meanwhile, Francis Le Figaro pointed out the symbolic nature of Jin's role as the anchor of BTS, contrasting Jungkook's youthful brilliance in New York with Jin's quiet reassurance from Seoul. Together, they created what the paper called an emotional bridge between continents. Industry experts are now questioning whether such moments may, in fact, be deliberately amplified by HYB as part of the broader strategy leading to BTS's full reunion. By allowing fans to witness these raw, human emotions, the agency could be building anticipation for the group's eventual comeback, not through spectacle alone, but through the reinforcement of their timeless brotherhood. Still, for many fans, no strategy could explain the depth of what unfolded. To them, Jungkook's sadness was genuine, Jin's encouragement was heartfelt, and the global reaction was spontaneous. Millions of posts across languages carried the same sentiment. This is why BTS is different. They are family first, idol second. In New York, the fashion spotlight may have illuminated Jungkook's sharp black suit and Calvin Klein image, but in the hearts of ARMY, it was his quiet confession and Jin's reassuring words that became the true headlines. Across Seoul, fans felt Jin's steadying presence as not just a hyung to Jungkook, but as a hyung to the entire fandom, reminding everyone that no matter how far apart they may appear, BTS is always together. The world now waits for their reunion not only as a musical spectacle, but as an emotional culmination of years of resilience, distance, and unity. And as this story ripples across continents, one truth remains unshaken. When Jin and Jungkook share even the simplest words across oceans, the whole world listens.